Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, let's dive right into this. We often tend to think of warehouses as just giant concrete boxes, sort of like that one messy closet we all have at home, but, on a massive scale. A place where inventory just kind of sits there until someone happens to need it. But the reality of modern operations, it is far more dynamic. Warehouses are actually the absolute heartbeat of our supply chains. They are the critical nerve centers of modern logistics. Every single pallet moved, every truck loaded, every order fulfilled, all of it has a direct, immediate impact on both customer satisfaction and your bottom line profitability. Simply put, if your nerve center is sluggish, your entire business is going to feel a pain.
But here is a number that should make literally any business leader pause right in their tracks. 55%. Up to 55% of your operational costs can be completely, totally wasted simply due to poor warehouse design. I mean, we are talking about inefficient layouts, outdated manual processes, and these critical digital blind spots that you might not even realize you have. And look, this isn't just some minor logistics issue for the operations team to just brush off. No, this is a fundamental business survival challenge. Because if you're losing over half of your operational budget to bad design, you are actively bleeding resources.
So let's break down exactly where all that massive waste is actually happening. It usually starts with lost time. Just imagine your workers spending hours every single week navigating these overcrowded, chaotic racks, just trying to find a single misplaced item. It's like a giant puzzle. And that frustration? Well, it leads directly to our next problem, which is lost money. Inefficient workflows naturally drag out your labor costs and skyrocket your fuel and energy usage. And finally, the absolute most damaging consequence of all, lost customers. Delays completely erode trust, right? And in today's hyper-fast market, a delayed order usually means a lost customer forever. It's this everyday chaos that creates a compounding cycle of failure.
Section 1. The Principles of Lean Warehousing.
Now, drawing on over 20 years of digital logistics transformation expertise from Rasta Infotech, we can look at a very clear, proven roadmap to recovery. It's based on 3 core lean steps. Step 1 is to define value. This means you have to ruthlessly focus only on what truly matters to your customers. If a process doesn't add value for them, it's a target for immediate change. Step 2 is to map streams. Here, you take a really hard, objective look at your operations to spot those bottlenecks and actively eliminate the waste we were just talking about. And step 3 is to create flow. This is where you actually get in there and redesign your layouts and processes to maximize efficiency, making sure goods flow seamlessly from the receiving dock all the way to shipping.
Moving on to Section 2, the digital-first future.
And this brilliantly illustrates how physically reorganizing your space is really only half the battle. To cross that bridge to peak performance, the exact technology you deploy maps directly to a specific function. So AI isn't just some tech buzzword here. It is literally your engine for highly accurate demand forecasting, letting you know exactly what you need way before you actually need it. Meanwhile, IoT sensors give you true, real-time inventory visibility, meaning no more guessing where a pallet is hiding in the racks. And cloud-based platforms, well, they allow for seamless, instantaneous collaboration across your entire supply chain. It's exactly this kind of digital, continuous improvement that truly fuels business growth today.
When you bring all of these concepts together, you unlock what is basically a modern superpower: digital dashboards, smart layouts, and automation. You're taking the physical flow of a smart layout and you're supercharging it with automation and instant data. Think of this trio as the ultimate, exact formula required for turning operational chaos into total clarity.
Which brings us to Section 3, Real-World Lean Transformation.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how we can ground all this theory in reality. Take a look at this leading manufacturer. They were completely, totally overwhelmed by their own rapid growth. They were dealing with trucks constantly just sitting out waiting in the yard, storage racks that were dangerously overflowing, and an incredibly frustrated workforce just doing their best to keep up. It was a total pressure cooker of chaos. But by partnering with Rasta Infotech, they fundamentally redesigned their operations. They shifted to a beautifully streamlined flow entirely powered by digital excellence. The yard congestion just vanished, the worker frustration was eliminated, and suddenly the warehouse started humming smoothly, just like a well-tuned engine.
And the financial and operational numbers, they back up that transformation perfectly. By applying these lean principles combined with digital tools, this manufacturer didn't just see some slight incremental bump in performance. No, they achieved a massive 40% reduction in their operational costs. And on top of that, they improved their delivery times by a staggering 60%. I really want to stress this point clearly. This massive transformation was absolutely not a stroke of luck. It was lean warehousing executed perfectly.
Because taking logistics from chaotic factory floors to optimized digital platforms isn't something you just do by trial and error, right? It requires an expert guide. And this is exactly why companies look to specialized partners like Rasta Infotech, utilizing their 20-plus years of logistics and digital transformation expertise. When you explore their track record across multiple industries, a core theme reveals itself: an unwavering commitment to continuous rather than temporary improvement. They don't just patch up the immediate problem today. They set up the infrastructure so your business can thrive tomorrow.
Which brings us to the final and, honestly, perhaps the most provocative point of this explainer. Is your supply chain truly future-ready? Take a moment to genuinely reflect on your own operations right now. Are you losing time, bleeding money, and dropping customers to overcrowded racks and massive digital blind spots? Or are you leveraging these lean principles and digital-first tools to create flawless flow and immense customer value? Look, the blueprints and the strategies, they are out there. The only question left is, when will you finally put them to work for you? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep focused on that continuous improvement.